3 weeks in, 3 wins. How happy would you say with what you've seen so far?
Yeah, pretty satisfied with where we're at the moment. We've obviously managed to get 3 good wins, including 2 at home, which is really important with the great support that I've experienced already. I can see how important it is to keep that drumming and keep the crowd coming through the door. But we also know we've got plenty to work on. They're far from polished performances. There's certain areas of the game that we need to improve consistently over the next few weeks to make sure that we can maintain the good start that we've made, and obviously when we come against some of the big guns in the league, make sure that we know that we can deal with some of those areas under pressure.
But that momentum, I mean, teams are always looking for that, aren't they? And if you can build it early on, then so much the better.
Yeah, exactly. I think first of all, to start with a big win at home against the side that come down from the Premiership, Worcester, was a great start for us, and it did give us, as you said, it gave us a bit of momentum and a good feel about the place. But we're fully aware that a long way to go. Although it's a great start, we want to be peaking at the tail end of the season for obvious reasons. So between now and then, we've got a lot of work to do and a lot of progress to make.
Yeah, I was thinking back a couple of years, and certainly when Newcastle went up, they basically bullied the division a little bit. They started off very well and then never let up over the course of the season. I suppose you've given yourself the opportunity at least to try and do something along those lines.
Yeah, I think that's the case, that week in, week out, you need to be able to maintain a performance whilst trying certain aspects of your game and developing aspects of your game and personnel, so that when you get to the playoffs you feel comfortable that you have a plan A, plan B, plan C if you like, and you have the confidence that you've got a squad of players that can step in all positions to be able to cover any bumps and any injuries, because as we know, this league ultimately comes down to semi-finals, finals, once the league is really finished.
And after the first couple of weeks, the defence was very much and rightly praised. How much of a focus has that been, trying to eradicate some of the mistakes I'm sure you weren't happy with from the weekend?
What the disappointing thing for the weekend with us, in all honesty, was that we perhaps let in 3 tries. Not taking anything away from the Pirates, but we felt that was a soft area for us, that conceding 3 tries from what has been a good defensive start to the season, especially against Worcester. I think you saw that we defended extremely well in that game. Likewise, perhaps a little bit off page at times from our game on the weekend against the Pirates, but all things that are about us and things that we can put right, which is encouraging. And we look forward to what is a huge game Friday night at home, and I'm personally looking forward to experiencing a Friday night at Ashton Gate. I've experienced 2 Sunday afternoon games, and they were fantastic experiences with the crowd that turned up and the way perhaps the boys were played their game due to that great support that we had, and hopefully that'll be the same again Friday night, and again hopefully we can come away with what will be an important win.
And keeping that home record, there were a few anxieties about the switch and fans getting used to life, and then the players and staff and all the rest of it, and having had such a good start, you want teams to be a score down before they turn up, don't you?
Well, the feeling there is immense. You get a lift coming out onto that pitch with that support there, and I can imagine it's through the roof for the players once kick-off comes and the place is full. And I think the ultimate kind of moment so far was the winning try that we scored against Worcester, and the whole place erupted. And I think the players will want more and more of that, and I know it gives them that extra lift, that extra buzz, and it's something that we want to create at Ashton Gate. And you can see that it's slowly building, and hopefully the support keeps coming, because it does make a difference.
So in London Scottish are top of the tree at the moment, albeit very early stages. Are they a side, they took steps forward last season? Are you expecting to be there at the end of it all?
Yeah, I think they've recruited well. They're clearly well coached and well structured, and I think they're a side that we'll need to be on top of our game to beat. But like I say, I haven't said that at the moment. It's about focusing on some of the things that we haven't done to the level and to the consistency that we need them to be. So we've worked hard again this week at doing that in a short turnaround. We've gone from Sunday to Friday, and we're fully aware of what London Scottish are capable of bringing, but we've got to make sure we deliver our game, get our house in order, if you like, and then hopefully the result will look after itself.
With the short turnaround, would it be fair to suggest that you'll certainly be looking to making a few changes, freshen things up?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of the change or not, I think it's very important that we're very aware that we've got a great squad in terms of personnel, and we need to use that squad and we need to develop that squad. And throughout a long season in the league like this, with several other competitions going on, you need a competitive squad. And you know, what's been really pleasing is the performance of our A-League sides on a Monday night, going against Premiership opposition, and more than holding their own, has been, you know, extremely beneficial, because it's given us as coaches a good view of the whole squad, and the confidence that we can make changes and bring people in and they'll do a job.
And for you personally, when we talk about players settling in, coaches have to do the same. How have you found life at Bristol so far?
Yes, it's been great. You know, it's been what I sort of hoped for, really. The environment here is great, and working with for Andy and Sean has been superb, and what I sort of hoped. I've been given the ability to come in and put my own stamp on things, which I think slowly as a forward pack we're seeing some developments there, and hopefully consistency will be the next thing to improve. But great group of players, great group of staff, and so far so good.
Yeah, and I was going to say, with the squad, are you getting a sense of people's strengths and weaknesses now, what they're good at, what they need to improve on?
Yeah, you only really see that from games. You know, you can see it in training, and you can get a rough idea, and even from pre-season games. But you only really start to learn about your squad once we're in competitive games. We're 3 games in, and I've learned a huge amount about individuals, where we're strong, where we're perhaps not so strong, in terms of what we need to do to develop individually and collectively. But that's what this time of year is about, and I think we all know we're on a long-term journey here to be able to get to that ultimate goal of getting into the Premiership where we want to be. And that's not going to happen by just signing a group of players. We've got to work hard and gel together and make sure that we improve the areas that need improving. And
probably up front, even more so than the backs, you seem to have a nice blend of those experienced players, the big names that we know about, and the lads who've come through the system and are developing and holding their own.
Yeah, that's something that's really impressed me, is a really good balanced recruitment. Clearly has been well planned in the sense that we have some experienced players that are going to help the younger local players that are coming through, but those younger local players have really impressed me. You know, there's a number of them that I think have played extremely well at the beginning of the season, and what I like is the competition that's providing within the squad. Like I said previously, that we will need to develop a squad that's capable of getting us up, and the advantage of having that local talent and spirit in there as well is really important.
Okay, and just finally, injuries, anything picked up from the other weekend that's going to rule anybody out?
No, you know, bumps and bruises that have been assessed over the last couple of days, and players given every opportunity to prove their fitness, if you like, but no, nothing major to report at the moment.